Dignity Health has 6 wellness centers in Southern Nevada, currently offering free or low-cost classes to the community. Many classes are hybrid, so you can join in person or virtually through Zoom. They offer disease management and prevention programs, powerful tools for caregivers, a variety of fitness classes, nutrition education, infant and children and parenting classes, support groups, and so much more. Visit their website for all the details. Mission Senior Living offers active retirement communities, assisted living, and memory care at 7 different locations in western United States. 5 of them are in Nevada. Their mission is simple: caring people, serving people, improving lives. These words guide the company's every decision and action. You can find out more at their website, missionseniorliving.net.
Welcome, everybody. What a delight to see so many of you here today as we celebrate 80 outstanding caregivers from throughout Nevada. We are showcasing both unpaid and paid caregivers of all ages from all walks of life. I'm Deanna Hearn, president of the Nevada Caregivers Coalition, and I'm thrilled to be your MC for today's Caregiver Recognition Virtual Event. This is the 16th year we've been honoring caregivers in November during National Family Caregivers Month. The coalition is a group of organizations, businesses, agencies, and individuals that are all part of a broad caregiving community. We meet monthly to network, share information, and create an exciting event like this every year to honor the extraordinary contributions of caregivers. This year, we also started a free monthly online forum called Conversations with Caregivers. Each session is recorded and it can be viewed on our website, which is nvcaregiverscoalition.com, which is listed in the chat for you. We are also recording today's celebration and we'll notify you when it's available on our website. Before we begin honoring these amazing caregivers, I have a couple of announcements. First, I want to especially thank our generous donors of today's event. Our Shining Star sponsors are Dignity Health and Mission Senior Living. Our Gold Star sponsor is AARP, and our Silver Star sponsors are Right at Home, the Senior Coalition of Washoe County, and Caring Transitions. We've also received support from Nevada's Aging and Disability Services Division. I want to also acknowledge and thank our incredible tech team that are working really hard to bring this to you today. Marsha O'Malley, Tori Diego, and Becky Cantos. We hope to keep this as close to an hour as possible, but we had such a terrific response in the number of caregivers that are being honored that we will undoubtedly go a little longer. So bear with us. It's well worth seeing the whole thing. We want this to be a really special time for all of you, so it's chock full of activity. If you should have any technical difficulty, just leave the event and sign back in. That usually takes care of it. Please mute your audio and keep it muted. Use the speaker view. Then keep your video on unless you have to leave the room. Feel free to use your reaction button because we always love to see what people's responses are. If you didn't have a chance to download the program from the email with your Zoom link, you can do it right now. Just check the chat for that link. Okay. Today, we will also be presenting the Jerry Cruit Award for exceptional support to the caregiving community. That's going to a woman who has dedicated her life's work to supporting caregivers throughout this great state of ours. You'll hear from some of our favorite speakers, and we've got some great raffle prizes. We're all in for a treat when we hear Dr. Monica White. She's going to speak at the end of the event. Monica's retired now, but she spent 45 years in the fields of social work and aging as a practitioner, an educator, a researcher, author, lecturer, and administrator in both the public and private sectors. You'll love the title of her talk, What Would We Do Without You? She's right, you know, what would we do without caregivers? On behalf of the entire coalition, we want to thank you all for coming and supporting the outstanding caregivers you're about to see in 4 different videos. To our caregivers, we say thank you all for coming. Thank you for your service to your loved ones, your friends and clients. We hold you in the highest esteem and appreciate all you do every single day. Your efforts make a huge difference in the lives of the people you care for, and you contribute to the entire community by demonstrating in word and deed the very best in all of us. And now I would like to introduce Marta Malone, our event co-chair from the Center for Healthy Aging. A big thank you to Marta for your great work in helping pull this all together.
Thank you, Deanna. And thank you all for being here. This is so great. And I'm honored to have had the privilege this year again to co-chair this very important event to honor our silent heroes. I want to extend, as Deanna did, thanks to our team. And Deanna, thank you as our coalition president. And thanks to our coalition vice president and my co-chair partner this year, Tori Diego, who is with Dignity Health in Las Vegas, and also to Marcia and her team. Marcia is the owner of Mindful Media Services, and she's the one that's behind the scenes right now, making this all happen. So thank you, Marcia and Becky and Tori. This event would not have been possible without the involvement of these amazing women. Also, a big thank you to the coalition team members that worked so hard to make this a special event for our honorees and for our attendees. Thank you all from the bottom of my heart. So November is Caregiver Recognition Month, and that's a big deal. And I hope that when you were in the waiting room, you were able to see the governor's proclamation. And if not, please check it out on our website. This year, our governor and many of our elected officials prepared certificates for our honorees. And those certificates went out with the gift bags that were mailed or delivered to our honorees. And some have been mailed separately, so you may be receiving some in the mail. And this year, we're honored to share videos from 2 of our elected officials, Senator Jackie Rosen and Congressman Mark Amodei.
Hello to all of you from across Nevada who have joined this virtual event today for the Nevada Caregiver Coalition's 16th Annual Caregiver Recognition Event. Today we recognize Nevada caregivers in celebration of National Family Caregiving Month. We join together in congratulations for the caregivers being honored today, and we share in our gratitude for their hard work and dedication. There are so many caregivers in such varying circumstances, from family caregivers to caregivers for veterans, to caregivers for children or youth with special needs, to volunteer caregivers, to in-home professional caregivers, to dual life caregivers, and more. Thank you. You each keep so many in Nevada healthy, happy, and secure. You're a beacon of light in the lives of those in need. Your work inspires strength. You are all heroes. I'm proud to honor you today for this important occasion.
Hi, I'm Jackie Rosen, and it's my honor to represent our great state of Nevada in the United States Senate. I want to thank the Nevada Caregiver Coalition for hosting this event and congratulate the caregivers being recognized today. As someone who made the choice to step back from my career to take care of my parents and in-laws as they got older, I understand just how important it is for patients to have access to compassionate and comprehensive care. That's why I founded the Comprehensive Care Caucus in the Senate to focus on caregiver issues. And it's why I co-sponsored the Credit for Caring Act to provide a tax credit to family caregivers. Caregivers like you provide an invaluable service to our families and our communities here in Nevada. Thank you for everything that you do. As a member of the Senate Committee on Health, Education, Labor, and Pensions, and the Special Committee on Aging, I will continue working to ensure you have the support and the resources you need to provide the best care possible. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the event.
Our next speaker is perfect to follow messages from our elected officials because he has to work with them. Barry Gold is the Government Relations Director for AARP in Nevada, and he focuses on public policy and advocacy. He's worked in the Aging Network for over 35 years, striving to improve the lives of older adults and their families. Barry will speak to you about the new Family Caregivers Sick Leave Bill that recently passed in Nevada.
Thanks so much, Deanna. And it is AARP. It's both an honor and a privilege to both participate in the Caregiver Coalition and to support this event every year. I want to tell you about AB 190 that we passed in the Nevada legislature. Part of that was because of all of you. AARP has worked on this bill, and the Silver State boasts about almost 350,000 family caregivers. Those are just the unpaid caregivers that are doing this to care for loved ones. And what we found out when we did some research, we found out that about 60% of them are still working full or part-time. That's about 209,000 individual family caregivers that are not getting paid for this, but are still working. So what do these people do when they need time off? Well, you know, there are some businesses that let them do it and some businesses that are not. What we found out was employees who are offered family-friendly and caregiver-friendly benefits are better able to stay on their jobs, earn a living income, and provide for their own families. So what AB 190 does, it says if you are an employee and you currently already earn paid or unpaid sick leave, that you can use some of that accrued paid sick leave to care for someone other than yourself, to care for a family member. Now, a few of you will saying, well, that doesn't sound such a big deal. I can already do that. Well, what I want to tell you is AARP as an employer lets me use my sick leave to care for family members. The state of Nevada lets their employees use their sick leave for other people, but a lot of businesses do not let you do that. Let me change that. Did not let you do that beforehand. But now, since we passed AB 190, what it says is if you're an employer and you give paid or unpaid sick leave, you have to give the flexibility for your employees to use some of their paid or unpaid sick leave to care for their family members. Now, this is really important because no one should have to choose between caring for a loved one or their job. That should never have to happen. So we were so pleased that we finally got this bill passed and it's in effect right now. And it was, as I mentioned, it was partially because of all of you. Some of you helped out with this letter. Over 700 emails were sent to legislators and the governors urging them to pass and support this bill. So thank you to everyone for making this happen. It was a great thing that we were able to pass. The last thing I want to mention to you is the Build Back Better bill, which is a bill being negotiated in Congress right now, has some family caregiver leave in it. There's family leave inside that bill. It is being negotiated now, and in fact, the House may vote on it either today or tomorrow. So it is important that all of you call your members of Congress, tell them to vote yes for the Build Back Better bill and to include family leave in it. Thank you very much. And again, it's an honor to be here. And the next thing that I get the absolute honor to get to do is I'm going to introduce the first round of honorees, the first reel. So stay tuned and watch this. Thank you.
Abigail Arcego. Abby is a joy to work with because of her personality. She has a great sense of humor and makes work fun. She wears many hats because she's willing to get into any department that needs her, and she always does favors for our residents. Deborah Avencino. Deborah is one of our amazing med techs who goes above and beyond. She deals with the residents one-on-one and has a massive heart that shows in all she does. She loves what she does and always ensures the job gets done. Maddie Bird. Maddie has the resident's best interest at heart. A hands-on medication assistant, Maddie catches resident condition changes and communicates that to staff. She adapts to any situation in memory care or assisted living, ensuring the community's residents are taken care of first and foremost. Tammy Bios. Tammy is living independently, safe from domestic violence. She takes so much pride in her new career as a caregiver. It gave her the strength to make necessary life changes. Giving to her residents helped heal her own heart. Pam Carlson Fillmore. Pam is a strong, caring woman who offers a sincere ability to care for others. Her smile and laughter bring warmth to all around her. She will always have a special place in my heart, for she was my mom's angel. Lisa Cathy. Lisa is the caregiver for her sister, who had a stroke and has stage 4 lung cancer, and for her sister's son, Nicholas, who is 33 years old and severely disabled. Lisa is a delightful person and always appreciative of our caregiver classes. Severina Chicas. An experienced caregiver, Sevi shows our residents so much compassion and respect. She always takes the initiative and is an ideal team player. Our residents love her positive, energetic attitude. She brightens up their mood when they see her. Eleanor Clark. Eleanor is a selfless caregiver, putting every ounce of her love into the care of her residents. Caregiving is her calling. Every resident she cares for will tell you she is special. It's Eleanor's laugh that distinguishes her and is contagious. Dallas Clary. Dallas has a son with chronic lung disease and many health issues who was born prematurely. She and her husband spent months in Salt Lake City while their son was in the hospital. Keeping him home and safe during COVID is a major goal. Audrey Cauley. Audrey is very friendly and attentive and has great rapport with her clients. She quickly developed a group of clients who favor and request her for their personal care needs. She is one of those caregivers we wish we could find more of. Becky Contos. Becky has a big heart and is passionate beyond measure. She and her husband are permanent guardians of a 12-year-old relatives. They're raising their own teenager. Her mom lives with them, and she supports a blind woman who has diabetes. John Cope. John is an exceptional caregiver, a person with a quiet and unassuming manner who clearly cares deeply about his clients and their well-being. He's a family man, serves in his church, and is a pleasure to be around. Cher Daniels. Cher cared for her mother for 10 years and is caring for her husband who has early onset Alzheimer's. Since he can't work, she wants him to have purpose, so keeps him busy at home and takes him with her when she volunteers. Priscilla David. Thank you so much, Priscilla, for all you do to care for the seniors in our community. You have a unique empathy for your clients, and your dedication and commitment to helping others is something to admire and respect. Dawn, Megan, and Jimmy. Dawn Davis, her partner Jimmy Constantinesco, and her daughter Megan Baker have cared for Dawn's mother Suzanne since her dementia diagnosis. Suzanne lives with Dawn and Jimmy, but also stays at Megan's house, which Dawn remodeled to identically match her home so Suzanne is less confused. Cathy Doyle. Cathy cares for her young adult son who is caring for his dad. The care burden on her son is increasing, making it difficult to work and take care of his dad's needs, so Cathy helps and gives her son a break one night a week. Erlina Easterday. Erlina is such a strong person and is driven to provide for her family. She has willingly made lifestyle changes to better the journey for her father, who has dementia. The dedication and respect she has for him is evident. Curtis Ellis. Curtis is truly gifted with our memory care residents. He understands that we adapt to their environment rather than asking them to adapt to ours, and it shows in his amazing care. Curtis's rare ability to stay calm and patient sets him apart. Connie Ewing. Connie is a hero with a golden heart. She is a caregiver to her son Ben, her family, and those who need help in our community. Ben is the sunshine of my life, she says. He doesn't have Down syndrome, he has UP syndrome.
Wasn't that lovely? Stay tuned because we have 3 more videos yet to come. Barry, thank you so much for such a timely, important presentation about news for caregivers. This is truly great news to hear about this bill in Nevada. So thank you so much. So now let's move right into our first caregiver raffle. Congratulations to all the winners. We really have some great raffle prizes. Our community business partners were so generous in donating these great prizes. So we will deliver them or mail them to your homes. Our next speaker is well known in the Truckee Meadows. He is Nick Sheeker. Nick is the Community Engagement Officer at the Community Foundation of Northern Nevada. He joined the Community Foundation in 2014 as an AmeriCorps Vista member and later launched the Caregiver Support Initiative in 2016. Nick will discuss caregiver compensation and where you can find more information about it.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much, Dana. This is a wonderful event. And those are just incredible stories of the caregivers we just recognized. It's my pleasure to be here. I'm sure, as everyone on the call knows, one of the biggest challenges that oftentimes families face are the financial aspects of caregiving. And as part of the Community Foundation's Caregiver Support Initiative, we were getting calls almost every single day or emails of people asking, can I get paid to take care of my mom or to take care of my dad? How does caregiver compensation work? And this was a topic that had been explored to a brief extent earlier, but we realized that there was a lot of unknowns with this as a very confusing process and that there was not a really easy step-by-step guide of how you can get paid as a caregiver. But we were fortunate to work with a great team who was able to outline all of the steps for family caregivers to get paid in the state of Nevada. So this could be if you're caring for an aging family member, a veteran, or someone else. And I will post a link in the chat where you can download a copy of the guide. So it's washocaregivers.org/compensation, and you can find your guide on how to get paid as a family caregiver in the state of Nevada. And I wanted to recognize a few people who are also on this call who were instrumental with the process. They include Cheryl Dannell, Anna Olson Figueroa, Deanna Hearn, Rachel Jelinek, Eduardo Martinez, Jean Miles, Laura Miles, and then finally Ann Shack. So I would like to commend the team who was involved with this, and you can learn more at washocaregivers.org/compensation. And continuing on with this, the Community Foundation ordinarily recognizes one family caregiver every year. And this year we wanted to do something a little bit different, but this is a very important thing to the Community Foundation, also to me personally. And we wanted to give a special recognition, a posthumous recognition to Mr. Fred Rainey. I know many of you knew Fred. He was instrumental with helping family caregivers. And I wrote a few words about Fred's involvement I would like to share with the group. When I first met Fred, it was clear he was full of compassion. Fred had come to one of the Community Foundation's convenings for the Caregiver Support Initiative. Fred shared that he was caring for his wife, Sandy, and was hoping to get more information so he could better care for her. It was immediately evident that Fred was someone you could count on, someone who could help whoever crossed his path. Fred not only looked at how he could be the best support for his dear Sandy, but also how he could help others. As everyone attending today's recognition knows, caregiving is a full-time job. I would have totally understood if Fred was unable to do anything besides care for Sandy, but I was fortunate that he lent his extra time to help the Caregiver Support Initiative. He volunteered to help make other family caregivers' lives easier. I enjoyed each chance I got to speak to Fred at different caregiver events. I got to meet his beloved Sandy at this event a few years ago, and it was clear that Fred and Sandy were a special match. Fred looked at Sandy with love and talked with gentleness. When Fred saw that the MS support group was inactive, Fred took initiative and became a support group leader. Fred also volunteered to be a facilitator at the Community Foundation's conversation on preventing financial scams. As a baseball lover and a kind soul, Fred stepped up to the plate whenever he saw a need. I am confident that if Fred was confronted with another challenge outside of caregiving, he would have studied the issue to understand what he could do to help and then act to make a difference. Fred was a champion for Sandy, for family caregivers, and for our community. And we can all follow Fred's path and honor him by caring for our family members and caring for our community. So please join me in recognizing Mr. Fred Rainey. And now it is my pleasure to introduce the next round of caregivers who are being honored today.
Amber Fields. Amber has distinguished herself as a caregiver of rare talent and empathy. She feels compelled to be there for our seniors, to be the person they can depend on. She's always willing to take on challenges and puts in the effort to make them successful. Daniel Fine. A retired second-grade teacher, Dan brings a compassionate and understanding energy. He is the ultimate team player, focusing on what's best for the individuals we serve. When he is not being a rock star at work, he's being a wonderful partner at home. Cathy Fry. Cathy was the caregiver for her World War II veteran grandfather. She does an amazing job working with our seniors in many of our programs, and we are just so appreciative of all her time and effort spent devoted to helping others. Kathy Gallo. Kathy has worked at the Northern Nevada State Veterans Home for some time, and she is very attentive to the details that make living life easier. She is passionate and good at what she does. Care without her would not be the same. Kelly Hess. Kelly hasn't had a date or a dinner out with her husband since their second son was born nearly 3 years ago with Down syndrome. She advocates for him constantly and supports other family caregivers who are traveling a difficult course. Wanda Isaac. Wanda's son says, "My mother is an incredible woman who has dedicated the last 4 years of her life caring for my father. Both of my parents lead by example and share their love with everyone. I'm very proud of my mom." Catrice Johnson. Catrice's friendly disposition has captured the hearts of the individuals she serves. She is dependable and loves to pitch in. She was her father's sole caregiver until he passed. She enjoyed being there for her father and helping others at work. Alicia Johnston. Alicia understands the importance of treating all of her clients with dignity and respect. She communicates well with both the client and the office staff as needed. We hope she will continue to care for our clients for a long, long time. Laura Kalanoff. Laura looks out for others, both her own staff and residents. She recommended one of her employees be considered for Employee of the Month before there was a recognition program. She always brightens people's days and goes above and beyond. Linda Kersey. Linda is one of those rare caregivers who can step into any care situation and be successful. She has the skill sets for any level of care and the sincere interest and positive disposition to connect with all care recipients and their families. Emmy Lou Lazo. Emmy Lou is one caregiver at the Southern Nevada State Veterans Home that makes me feel very comfortable. She likes to show up when she is needed and has a remarkable work ethic. I enjoy spending time with her. Louis Corazzolo. Louis has a patient and kind heart and ensures that he creates meaningful and educational activities for those in his care. He is invaluable and knows every nuance from diet, latest medications, to behavioral challenges for the individuals he serves. Kimberly Lawyer. Kim has a huge heart and provides outstanding care. Our seniors are always confident everything will be taken care of when she's on duty. Kim has also been caring for her mother-in-law, who recently passed away. Debbie Machen. Debbie has volunteered with our community since the day Mountain Lakes opened. She has run activities, helped folks with groceries, and been a friend and companion when that was what our residents needed. Our residents love her dearly. Michaela Manley. We are so grateful to have Michaela on our team. She provides outstanding care and has built wonderful relationships with our residents. Her approach always ends with a positive outcome. Michaela was born to care for others. Jada Maribel. Jada shows that assisting residents with basic ADLs supports their dignity and confidence with aging. We consistently see her engaging with the residents on a personal level, laughing, smiling, under the mask, and being present. Maria Livingston and Brittany Brannigan. This mother-daughter duo became caregivers after a motorcycle accident left their husband, father, with quadriplegia, requiring 24/7 care. They are not nurses, but handle complex medical care for him while dealing with their own health issues. Carlos Martinez Murillo. Carlos's pride and joy is his 17-year-old son, who has a rare case of epilepsy. He works endlessly to provide for his son and manage his medical emergencies. He uses the proceeds from his hot dog stand to provide for his son's medical costs. Argentina Martinez. Argentina cares for one of our clients with the highest needs. She is 100% dependent on Argentina for bathing, dressing, feeding, and everything. Argentina takes enormous pride in her job and makes sure her client always looks beautiful. They have developed a truly special bond.
Congratulations to all this latest round of honorees. We truly do honor you. And thank you, Nick, for such helpful information and for your thoughtful commemoration of Fred. You know, Fred was the president of the Nevada Caregivers Coalition for some time. And so we all honor what you had to say about him. Now it is my distinct pleasure to announce this year's winner of the Jerry Cruit Award for exceptional support to the caregiving community. Jerry was one of our favorite people. In 2016, the Nevada Caregivers Coalition created a perpetual award in his memory for his tireless commitment to caregiving. He played a crucial role in helping establish the coalition and to keep it going. He was the behind the scenes guy. So today, the woman we're honoring has this level of dedication to caregivers and the caregiving cause that is absolutely legendary in Nevada. How could anyone help but love a woman whose husband says is selfless, yet cusses like a sailor? A woman who doesn't want accolades or to bring attention to herself, yet has served in several powerful positions, rubbing elbows with Nevada's political and governmental leaders. A woman whose life work is advocating for others, especially those who are aging, those who are caregiving, and anyone else who needs her help. Truly, how could you help but admire and honor this remarkable and spirited woman? We can't help it, nor should we, because Mary Liverati deserves this recognition. Down to earth and infinitely approachable, Mary's highly public reputation for many of us came during the years she served in key roles, such as deputy and later administrator of the Nevada Aging and Disability Services Division. Those are positions she held for a total of 24 years. Ultimately, she became deputy director of the Nevada Department of Health and Human Services. Yet, according to John, her husband of 42 years, she was reluctant to take these prestigious positions, but the people who wanted to hire her simply insisted. That's how well regarded she is. Her many accomplishments during her state service include establishing the statewide home and community-based service waiver program that provides services to help keep seniors living in their homes independently as long as possible. She led the community partnership efforts to launch the Nevada 211 telephone service, which provides 24-hour access to health and human service information. She helped expand autism services throughout the state. And she established dental services under the Senior and Disability RX program. Mary studied sociology and anthropology at UC Santa Barbara and was later grandfathered in as a social worker after having taken the required testing. She served in so many organizations and on statewide boards, such as the Nevada Commission on Aging, the Governor's Council on Developmental Disabilities, the Alzheimer's Association, and Nevada Senior Olympics. She led the task force for the development of the governor's 10-year strategic plan for senior services. The best thing that ever happened to me was being married to Mary, says John. I also hit the jackpot marrying into Mary's incredible and highly intelligent family. They were a military family with 7 children. Her father was a colonel in the Marines and her mother was a nurse. Her life growing up meant moving all over the country, something that John suspects prompted her to dislike change, but that didn't stop her. When Mary retired in 2011, she didn't want a big party. Instead, she and John held a fundraising event at their home for a friend who had a lung transplant and needed some financial support. People donated what they could, raising nearly $3,000. This was Mary's selflessness in action. It's no surprise that Mary had just retired when she was recruited to become president of volunteers at AARP in Nevada, a volunteer position she held for 6 years. In addition to Mary's life of public service, she's creative. She sewed her own wedding dress and she quilts. And now she and John have recently moved to the state of Washington to be near their 2 children, Sarah and Mark, and to help with their 2 grandsons, who they are enjoying fully. But Mary has stayed in touch with the organization she loves. A woman like Mary doesn't easily give up what she's been doing for 47 years of helping the elderly and their family. She loves it. She's addicted to it. And although I complain about it, I wouldn't have it any other way, says John. That's who she is. And that's the extraordinary woman we celebrate today. Congratulations, Mary. Would you like to say a few words?
I'll try. This is totally embarrassing, but I have to say, it is such an honor because Jerry Cruit was such a special person that I'm verklempt. I can't say anything but thank you. I'm grateful. And as I say all the time is, you don't do it alone. You stand on the shoulders and shoulder to shoulder with other people that help. And so I just thank so many that are on this call today that have been there with me fighting different battles. And, we don't do it alone. We can always use more help. So, here comes my husband to see what's going on. Anyways, thank you all. And to the honorees today, what a great group we've got. What you do is so important. It's an honor for me to try to help and enhance caregivers. So thank you so much. I won't take more time because I know we're probably behind. But what a surprise. Thank you so much.
Mary, we love you.
I love you too.
And we're so appreciative of you. And I enjoyed chatting with John. I learned all kinds of interesting stuff.
Don't lie.
Thank you so much. And now it's time to honor our next group of caregivers.
Here's one.
Annabelle Matute. Annabelle is the kindest caregiver. She brings a lot of brightness to the night shift and helps me with anything I need. A real go-getter and amazing person. Terry Marr. Terry is a master trainer for the Powerful Tools for Caregivers program. What adds to her amazing abilities is her background as a caregiver. She has so much experience and wisdom to share. She's truly an advocate for every caregiver. Jean McGinnis. Jean is a valuable team member. I'm proud to say she knows each of our residents on a deeper level. Not only does she represent well-provided care and service, but she adds personal connection to her job every day. Victoria McMillan. Victoria has the uncanny ability to connect with every client to such a degree that the client's emotional needs are so adequately met, they begin to thrive physically. She is intuitive, genuine, and dependable, and is Home Instead Carson City's Caregiver of the Year.
Marcy Meter. Marcy is a rock star caregiver who continually comes through in all challenging situations. Her skill as a caregiver and ability to think outside the box to provide better care for her clients make her the best. She is an inspiration.
Maria Montez Mendoza. Maria is a proud caregiver of 2 boys with special needs. A mother of 6, ages 3 to 20, she finds the positive in every situation and is her kids' greatest advocate. She helps our Spanish-speaking caregivers learn to care for themselves. Anita Moreno. Anita is a uniquely creative and compassionate caregiver for her mother and father, who she loves so dearly. Her mother had multiple strokes and her father has Alzheimer's. She quit her job to be able to manage the 24-hour care for both parents. Agnes. Coming from Zimbabwe, she is a strong, mature woman of faith with a reassuring accent. Her coworkers find her a great role model, always willing to help, taking the time to listen, and always happy. Anthony Munoz. Anthony has been caring and empathetic since I met him at the Southern Nevada State Veterans Home. The care he provides is thorough and appreciated. He always shows up and gives his all. Lorraine Nielsen. When Lorraine needed to raise one of her granddaughters, she did so. And when her mother needed help because of dementia, Lorraine stepped up. It's about love, responsibility, and meaningful lives for those she cares for even while she works full-time. Marissa Nino. Marissa is one of a kind. She's very popular with our residents. The patience and respect Marissa has for our seniors is extraordinary. She also stands out because of her constant support of her coworkers. Greg Parsley. Chef Parsley is very caring and pays attention to the individualized needs of the residents that he serves. When he is short-staffed, he even helps get food directly onto our table. I appreciate his attention to detail. Rosa Perez Nunez. They often say mothers make the very best caregivers, and Rosa is a prime example of that. Her heart goes into every interaction with those she cares for. A recent medical assistant graduate, Rosa will enter nursing school soon. Jennifer Prescott. Jennifer always pays attention to the small details that matter to me. The care I receive would not be the same without her. She puts her residents first and deserves all the promotions she's received. I'm excited to see all she will accomplish. Angelina Quesada. Angelina's love for our memory care residents goes above and beyond. She has a way with the residents, making them feel safe and secure. One resident asked us to take away Angelina's days off so she could see her every day. Angelina is also raising her grandchildren. Fred Rainey. Fred was full of compassion. A baseball lover and kind soul, he was someone you could count on who could help anyone who crossed his path. He was a champion for his wife Sandy, for family caregivers, and for our community. Deborah Rylia. Deborah has been a loving and dedicated caregiver to her veteran husband for several years. She demonstrates wisdom, resilience, and a continual willingness to learn. To the benefit of those around her, Deborah generously shares what she has learned through her experiences.
Michelle Rose. Nevada has gained a determined and experienced advocate in Michelle, a single mom who moved with her son with disabilities to the state. COVID layoffs and keeping her son's home PCA services mean she's advocating for them both, but still wants to help others. Christina Ross. Christina is a devoted caregiver to her life partner, Kenneth. She prioritizes his needs, showing great commitment to his quality of life. She is a strong advocate, is resourceful, and has creatively added modern technology to her toolkit for caregiving.
Jacquelina Segura. Jacquelina works very hard, always managing to coordinate her interim schedule with another job, her family, and home life. She is a favorite of some of our longtime clients. She keeps us updated on clients' health changes, and their families appreciate her attentiveness.
Congratulations to all these incredible caregivers. We continue to honor you, and it is absolutely our pleasure. Our next speaker is last year's Jerry Cruit Award winner. Cheryl Dannell is the mother of a son with multiple disabilities and a daughter of aging parents. She's received extensive recognition for her work in the disability field. As the executive director of the Nevada Lifespan Respite Care Coalition, her topic today is resilience.
Hello, everyone. Let's talk about resilience and adapting well through adversity, trauma, or significant stress. Resilience gives the strength needed to process and overcome hardships. Those lacking resilience get easily overwhelmed and cannot tap into strengths or support systems to work through problems. Life comes with unexpected twists and turns. Everyday challenges to traumatic events can show us when we're not adapting well, when negative thoughts, strong emotions, and uncertainty enter our minds. Caregiving is like a river raft trip. There's slow water and shallows, but you expect to encounter rapids and turns. Knowing that, how do you handle unexpected problems ahead? You enlist the more experienced rafters, pack a life jacket, and consider the size and strength of your raft. These help you to feel more confident and courageous. Being resilient doesn't mean you won't experience difficulties or distress. You can count on that. Resilience is learned and developed like building a muscle with time and intent. Let's check your preparations. Are you connected? Find people who remind you that you're not alone on this journey, and gather trusted friends along the way. They are found in support groups, civic organizations, faith communities, in friends and neighbors who know and care about you. Take care of mind and body. Good self-care prepares you physically and emotionally for challenges. Proper nutrition, sleep, and exercise strengthen your body while reducing anxiety and depression. Journaling, meditation, prayer, and positive affirmations restore hopefulness in tough situations. Masking pain with alcohol, drugs, or other substances is not good self-care. Find purpose and foster self-worth. You grow more resilient when caregiving takes on meaning and purpose, like being someone who responds when someone else is in need. Be aware of your emotions during hard times and ask, what can I do about this problem in my life? Break it down into manageable steps forward. Keep thoughts in perspective. How you think is a significant part of how you feel. Seeing everything as a catastrophe or believing the world is out to get you leaves you upset. Remember, the past doesn't predict the future. You're not helpless, and you can change how you see stressful events and how you respond. Accept circumstances that cannot be changed and focus on ones you can. When life isn't going your way, envision where you go from here rather than worry about what you fear. Seek help when stuck. If you cannot function or do the basic activities of life, get professional help to assist you with strategies for moving forward. We forget how much power we have over our lives and our circumstances. You indeed have the power to improve your resilience, confidence, and confidence in yourself. Now let's participate in another raffle. Spin the wheel.
Congratulations, raffle prize winners. Because of the time constraints and the generosity of our community in providing raffle prizes, we're going to randomly select several caregivers offline. So you may be surprised if a raffle gift shows up at your door. And many thanks, Cheryl, for such an important talk on resilience. It's important for all of us to know about it because it's a big part of life, especially life of caregivers. And now it's time for our last honoree video. So sit back and enjoy.
Diane Sewell. Diane is a kind and patient woman who selflessly cared for her mother with dementia. She was dedicated to her mother's comfort and happiness, putting Betty's needs above her own. Their relationship was loving, caring, and time spent together was cherished. Robert Sims. Robert has been a nurse at the Southern Nevada State Veterans Home and has truly made this place more comfortable. He is prior military, so his ability to relate to residents is unmatched. He deserves any promotion he gets. Lynn Smith. Lynn is one of our most valuable caregivers. Focused on providing the best service she can, she tries to anticipate her clients' needs, always wanting to do the right thing. She has been nominated for the 2021 Interim Healthcare Paraprofessional of the Year. Stephanie Soma. Stephanie has empathy and shows great compassion and concern for each of her clients. Her patience and kindness is well suited to caring for clients who may need memory care in addition to their personal care. Cathy and Chelsea Steed. It would be enough to say this mother-daughter team's primary role is caring for two people they love with all their hearts, Cathy's aging parents. But they both also care for others, Chelsea as a medical assistant and Cathy as an elder services advocate. Cynthia Strong. Cynthia is an amazing caregiver for her mom. In Cynthia's world, mom comes first. She makes sure her mom is comfortable and happy even on the most challenging days, and she remains positive. Her laugh is always the best medicine. Courtney Thomas. Courtney always has a positive outlook and a smile on her face. She has a great connection with the individuals and stays engaged with them at all times. If she sees someone is in need of more help, she is quick to assist. Janelle Taipei. Janelle has been serving our individuals with disabilities with a kind heart and a desire to provide first-rate assistance. She takes great care and pride in developing meaningful, creative, and personalized activities, including art, for those we serve. Terry Todd. Terry excels in working with clients requiring continuous care by building confidence and trust with the client as well as their family members. She exhibits patience and kindness, particularly in working with individuals who have memory loss. Samantha Toms. Samantha is a positive force working in wellness as a resident assistant. She ensures residents are heard and cared for in memory care and assisted living, and she ensures residents participate in events that are fulfilling to their daily lives. Gabriela Torres. Gabby has quickly become a favorite of many of our clients. Entering the profession during the pandemic, she excelled at learning how to safely provide personal care. She understands the importance of meeting the needs of others while keeping herself healthy. Ursula Treadway. Ursula is valued and appreciated. She has a great sense of humor and is always working with a smile. She takes the time to understand what the residents' needs are, and she will address them right away. Bernadette Villarreal. Bernadette is often the very last to leave her shift because she did so many extra special things for her residents. She won't tell you what those extra special things are, but our families certainly call often to express their gratitude. Lucia Vergan Silva. The patience and respect Lucia has for our residents is extraordinary. Her calm demeanor is appreciated by all of our residents and team members. Lucia is very family-oriented, and her love shows every day when she is caring for our residents. Pamela Watson. Pam has an abundance of the essential qualities of empathy and compassion that she shares with her clients and their families. She brings an astute intelligence to the work and easily navigates difficult situations. You are a model human and a model caregiver. Sarah Wilkerson. Sarah is a great addition to the night shifts and every shift. She smiles, serves us nicely, and is patient. It is obvious that she puts her all into the care she provides and enjoys what she does. Tembra Wright-Hay. Every person Tembra works with becomes a member of her family. This is felt in the care she provides. She cares, she supports, and she empowers the people she supports to be the best version of themselves.
Congratulations to all of you, and congratulations to all of you who are being recognized here today. As our founder, Diane Ross, would say, you are all our silent heroes. And now our final speaker is Dr. Monica White. Monica is a leading authority on care management, elder care services, caregiving, volunteer programs, and healthy aging. She's lectured, trained, and consulted nationally and internationally. Having received many awards, she was most recently installed into the 2020 California Social Work Hall of Distinction. In addition to all of her accomplishments, Monica has a fun musical side. She plays the spoons and the banjo. So we're so delighted to have Monica here with us today. The title of her speech is, "What Would We Do Without You?"
Thank you so much, Deanna. Congratulations. I want to congratulate the state of Nevada for its new family caregiver bill. I want to congratulate the coalition for uncovering all of you hidden secret heroes. And of course, I want to congratulate the honorees. It's truly humbling to be here and to hear all you do. And this kind of supports the title of my talk, which is, what would we do without you? You are there for the clients and the patients. You are there for the families. You are there for friends and others who care. You're there for the professionals, and you are there when others can't be or won't be. You take care of your own, and you take care of others. You know what needs to be done, however you learned it. Overall, you support the work of the legions of those who care for the less able of all ages. You're there for the doctors and nurses, the therapists, the care managers, all the others, and of course, the families. Together, you truly are the backbone, the mainstay.
Monica, you just muted yourself.
Gosh, okay, I'm back. I don't know when I did that or how. Sorry. There's a lot written about caregiving and caregivers, but good caregivers like you, great caregivers like you, all share some characteristics or traits that are very important to your work. Now, you probably know what they are: patience, compassion, attentiveness, dependability, trustworthiness. I want to start with that last one first. Not only do you get to know a lot about the people you care for, personally, their lifestyle, their family, sometimes financial information, and you actually have access to all of their belongings. This comes up in the literature all the time. So trust is one of the most important traits you can bring to caregivers, and we trust you. You got to be patient, because that takes you a long way, not only for the one you're caring for, but for your own stress level. Compassion, you do understand what's going on, what the person is going through. Attentiveness, yeah, lots of attention given to the needs and the changes as they are happening. Dependability, people simply need to be able to count on someone, and whether it's long-term or short-term. These are traits, as I said, that you bring, that good caregivers have. In addition to these important characteristics, I think there's a whole set of skills that you have that, I don't know, you may not think about them as skills, but they are. One of the most important is that you know how to create a relationship, and it's not always an easy task. You know how to negotiate, how to coax, how to get people who think they can't do something, you could get them to do it. You know how to teach, how to mentor. You patiently educate people, whether it's how to hold a spoon, how to take a step, how to comply with medications. You know how to calm nervous, anxious, sometimes angry family members. You know how to enable behaviors that benefit your client by being, as they say, cool, calm, and collected in the face of stressful events. You know how to collaborate with professionals of all kinds, because you know how to follow directions, you know how to follow through, and you know how to follow up with all involved. You know, when there's an emergency, when there's a crisis, you recognize it and you know when to get help. You know how to listen, you know how to observe, and you know when somebody needs a hug. Just want you to know that twice in my life, I have been a caregiver. Once to a friend, someone I actually worked with. We became friends, and she literally had not one person in her life, no relative, never married. We became friends. I started out when she became homebound and unable to work. I started getting groceries for her. And the next thing I knew, I was the primary caregiver in her life, and that went on for 10 years. And I actually took her to the hospital the night that she passed away, that she died. I was actually very grateful for that experience, that I was able to be there for her. I learned a lot about what life is like for someone who has very few resources, no support system, and how important it is to have one person in your life that really cares. I was also the primary caregiver for my wonderful father-in-law. It was my pleasure to be his caregiver for close to 10 years also, especially the last 6 years. He died just 3 months short of his 98th birthday. When he fell and never walked again, I took care of him, his daily needs, his bank account, his business, whatever he needed, paying his bills. He would not go to the doctor without me in the room. He absolutely refused. And I took lots of hours off work to do that with him. He was a great guy. He was a real gift to everyone around him, always cheerful, always friendly, and very generous. And I learned a lot about taking care of all that goes on in a person's life.
Monica, you muted yourself again.
I'm so sorry. Not sure how that's happening. There was a report published last year called Caregiving in the United States 2020. And that report said that there are 53 million informal, unpaid caregivers in the United States, and about 3.3 million paid caregivers working in facilities as home health aides, personal care assistants, and so forth. By 2030, which isn't very far away, we will need 4.6 million caregivers in facilities and in home care. So I say to you, thank you to all of you who care for others and fit their lives into your lives, sometimes a great sacrifice to yourselves and your families. By the way, stop that. You know you have to take care of yourself in order to take care of others. And please reach out for help when you need it. But honestly, you are needed, and you will continue to be needed because the need is growing and will continue to grow. You are an essential part of the care system, and you will always be, because you see, we can't possibly manage without you. Thank you very much for all you do.
Wow, Monica, thank you so much. We just appreciate you taking the time to be with us, to share your experience, your personal experience, your work experience, and all the energy around you about caregiving. Just thank you very, very much. Oh, and my dog says thank you.
Everyone.
Now I would like to introduce you all to Tori Diego from Dignity Health in Las Vegas. Tori is the coalition's incoming president and co-chair of today's event. Thank you, Tori, for all your great work. We really look forward to next year when you're at the helm.
Thank you, Deanna, and thank you again, Monica. I think we all needed to hear those amazing words of encouragement. As we conclude today's event, we want to say thank you so much for everyone for making this event so great. Thank you to our coalition team members for the countless hours that went into organizing this and making it all happen. Thank you to all of our sponsors and everyone that donated. We will continue honoring all of these amazing caregivers throughout the month of November on our Facebook page. So please like and follow our page to see those posts. This event has been recorded and will be posted on our website. And finally, to all of our wonderful caregivers, we celebrate you and all that you do today and every day. Thank you for being our shining stars in the community. Thank you guys for all joining us today, and hopefully we'll see you next year.